That's the thing that I missed the first time. I am live. Can you all hear me? I am live. Can you hear me? Do you see the video? Can you hear me? 1 second. Do you hear anything? You don't see me? Hey, how y'all doing? I think I got it. If you can hear me, please drop a comment in the chat. We live for real. That's what I'm talking about, Gigi. Hey, Gigi, I want you to come through too. How y'all doing today? Do y'all see these pomelos up here in the tree? We're gonna do a little cut. We're gonna do a little snip today. Before I get started, I'm just gonna kind of wait on a few people to come on in. I appreciate y'all being patient with me too. Eventually, I'm gonna have this thing pat down, hands down. Pit stop. What's up, beautiful people? Love y'all. Las Vegas in the house. Love y'all. Pit stop kitchen and garden. Hello, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? That's the question, because I've been struggling here. I've been struggling with this audio thing. Please let me know in the chat. Let me know that y'all can hear me. Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. All the way. I'm glad to hear that. Today we're gonna put these babies to use, man. I just want to share this with everybody. Love notes. I just left a message on. Yeah, I apologize. Love notes. You can hear me. Perfect. I'm glad you can hear me. Love notes. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much for your support. If you gotta have a ride or die person, Love Notes is the ride or die person. Pit stop. Man, I love what y'all doing over there. Y'all a beautiful family, man. For real. Fun Reading Club. Hey, what's up? Down south, Florida, FLA. Good. We're gonna do a little pruning today. We're gonna just kind of cut it, just cut it up a little bit. I wanted to really share with you all my first official harvest of our pomelo. This pomelo, let me give you a little history about this pomelo first of all. This pomelo was never bought as a pomelo whatsoever. When I bought this plant about 6 years ago, we bought a grapefruit plant, which we got 2 tags on this plant. One tag said grapefruit and pink grapefruit. And then the other one says, which I never paid attention to his other tag that was at the base of the plant. It said it was a pomelo. Now, I love citrus. We grew up loving citrus. Every fall, I played in band. I played in band camp. And we would sell fruit to support our band camp, our band, marching band, all of that stuff. I remember names of plants, but I never really thought about growing them. So that was one of those things that I literally, I remember names, but pomelo, I never heard about no pomelo. So I watched these fruits for 6 years. Nothing, no blooms, nothing came up. I was like, is this tree dead or not? But the tree was beautiful. The leaves were beautiful. And I was trying to figure out, what's up? What's going on with these plants? And all of a sudden, Gigi, my bae, said, I said, I'm finna pull this tree up. It's taking up space. It's taking up space. I mean, neither. Me neither, pit stop. I ain't never heard of it before. I wanted to pull it up. I'm like, you taking up space. It's pretty and everything, but I'm not trying to grow. I got enough shrubs around this garden right now. I wanted this to be citrus, and I never even knew about lead, but I watch a pattern. For some reason, we always grow citrus by each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 6 years. 6 years in the game. This tree has been with me 6 years in the game. I'm going let me take this time and pull one right now. Real quick. Real quick. I'm gonna get this one down here. I want to let you know how big this plant is. Here's my head. Now, Gigi, don't come for me. Don't come for me. My head, I got a pretty long head, pretty long face. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty long, period. You know what I'm saying? But this fruit right here, look how big this fruit is. This is no grapefruit. This is no grapefruit. Look at this. By no means is this a grapefruit. So I said, something not right about this. Is this like a infused? Yes, yeah. What you talking about? Yes, Gigi. Are you really talking about? Yeah. Anyway, Gigi. Anyway, look, this reminds me of almost not quite a basketball, but it was like something that you kind of throw around. But this fruit right here is gigantic. Now, understand, I got a bunch of this. What's up, big bro one? Big bro one in the house. Yeah, we got Central GA in the house. How many people are from the South? Like South far as GA, South Carolina, Texas, Mississippi. You know, how many people in the house from the, yeah, if y'all don't mind, drop where you are as far as your location. Let me know where y'all are. The dirty South. Yeah, how many of y'all from the dirty South? This didn't grow up in the dirty South. We didn't climb trees and fences to go get this. When I saw this, I was like, what in the world going on? But let me show you something else. It's not heavy, but it has weight to it. It's not a watermelon heavy, but it kind of like, you can tell that it's dense, but it has weight to it. So when I did some research, I found out volleyball. Okay. Yeah. It's almost like a volleyball. Almost like the volleyball, but it's not quite like a volleyball. But it does remind me of that weight. It's probably about the same weight as a volleyball, or of a volleyball with no air in it. The kind of wet that it hit you across the face type. You know what I'm saying? Grows on. Let's see where we from. South Florida. I see you. Then we got New York. Love Notes. Wait a minute. Love Notes, you're in Georgia? Really? I grew up in Georgia. But you from New York. Love Notes. I know that was a difference between New York and Georgia. But that Southern hospitality, it kept you, didn't it? Grows on 8B, Tallahassee, Florida's in the house. We got Gigi in the house. Gigi, I'm expecting you to come through now. You need to help me with my live, man. Because you used to going live. I'm not used to going like pit stop. I'm from New York, too. What part of New York, pit stop? And what part of pit stop? Because we got two parts of pit stop. And I like both parts of pit stop. So I'm just trying to understand which part. Zone 9A. Zone 9A. Okay, that must be where you are now. Because I don't think New York is Zone 9A. Grandma originally from Georgia. Oh, you went back to your roots, Love Notes. Okay, I feel that. You know, I want to homestead with a bunch of land, and it's times where I didn't think about how I grew up and the blessings that we had and the land that we had, and yeah, I feel that connectivity to that. So feels like a dodgeball, fun reading club. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember? See, people don't know Fun Reading Club. We grew up together. Yeah. Let's play some dodgeball, Fun Reading Club. You line up on the wall and I got the ball. You ready? Okay. Queens. So let me tell you, I don't know, pit stop now. Let's be honest with you. Did you lie about your age, Mr. P? Because if you are the age you are, my brother, you're blessed, man. You're a beautiful bro. Now, another thing about that, you know about if you're from Queens, LL Cool J, I mean, the list goes on. I'm just saying, Queens, yeah, we understand about the Queens and hip hop. We on, okay, what's up? DJ Reading Club, what's up? Okay. Then we got Love Notes. Wow. Hello everyone. Let's see. I lived in Queens, Pit Stop, LL Cool J, J50. I won't say nothing about 50, but we good. We good. We good. We in the new era right now. We'll welcome that. I guarantee that's the other side of Pitts on here. All right. I feel. So let's do this. I guarantee. Okay, let's see. Hey, let me clip a few other ones too, and then I want to talk to you about. Let me ask you a question. Can y'all please put in here? How do y'all get started growing? What started you with growing? What's up,
Hey
Gigi?
guys.
What's up, Gigi?
Hey everybody.
We got Gigi in the house. It's
How's
official.
everybody?
It's not official until we got Gigi in the house. Right
Whatever.
here. That's what I'm talking about
Whatever.
right here. So we're gonna harvest a few. All right. You ready for that?
I'm ready. I've been ready. Look at that bad boy. That is huge. Whew.
So let me tell you, this is a celebration right
First
here.
one though.
Huh?
They're
Let's
both
stack them
huge.
up. Let's stack them up. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is the first harvest, y'all. This is the first official year. Grow, grow, grow. That's what I'm saying. This is the first year that, man, I'm excited, man. Y'all stop by, and I appreciate you all stopping by, but I cannot imagine. For 6 years, I've been waiting on this plant, patiently waiting. And one thing I want to share with you is that sometimes it takes patience in gardening. It takes patience in gardening. And sometimes you need a chair, baby.
I need this.
Oh, she's ready to cut it up. She's ready to cut it up. So in gardening, it takes patience. So who started you in gardening? Y'all please tell me who started you in gardening. I want to share a story about, yeah, hit the like button. Thank you, Little Notes. Let me share a story with you on how I got started with gardening. We harvesting our first pomelo. This is like workout equipment. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Can I juggle it? No, I don't think I can juggle it. It's a little bit too big. But long time ago, I was born in a foreign country, right? And through life, I transitioned to live in South Georgia. I spent my summers in South Florida, around Homestead area. Homestead, if you ever want to know about tropical plants and everything like that, down by Leisure City Homestead, you saw so many fruits, exotic plants, and a lot of our fruits. That's where a lot of our American native tropical plants come from. Homestead was a rural area. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about back in the 80s. Yeah, I'm dating myself, but I got gray. I can represent that. But it was beautiful. The land was beautiful. But then also, I remember I was blessed to know not only my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my great grandmother. My great grandmother was born in 1883. And I used to spend time with them from my great grandmother to my great grandmother. Great great grandmother. That's right. Great great grandmother. And she didn't keep any plants around her house. She lived in a pink, what we call shotgun. Y'all from the South, do y'all know what a shotgun is? I don't think y'all know what a shotgun house is. It was a narrow house where you walked in the front door and you can open up the front door and you can see straight through the back. It was like one room, the living room, kitchen, everything. She had electricity, but she didn't use it. She used a stove. She used candles. And we made sure we took a straw broom and we kept that yard swept. That's what we did. That's the life that we lived. Far as my great grandmother, 1883. She grew up and she showed me a lot of things about gardening. Now, in the back of her lot, she grew different things. But who was instrumental in my life was my great grandmother. She taught me everything. Everything was a circle of life. Everything happened was a circle of life. I didn't even understand about recycling, about none of that stuff. But what she did, let me share something with you. She had chickens. She grew up on the farm, but she moved to the city. She would wash her dishes in a pail, a rubber pail. It was a dark green rubber pail. I remember like it was yesterday. She had a sink, a double sink, just like what we have. But for some reason, she would wash her dishes in a pail. And I didn't understand that at all. But you know what she did? The reason why she washed it in a rubber pail, because she took that dishwater and she poured it in a certain spot in her yard. And that certain spot in her yard, guess what she grew? Earthworms. I mean, I knew that you needed earthworms to go fishing, but I never understood it with the garden. So she would also, whenever she get ready to go fishing, we walked down the street. It was a creek called Muckalee Creek, a Native American creek, where we went down and we fished with a cane pole. She grew her own cane. She chopped her own cane, and she had a cane pole, and we grew up those earthworms and we fished with them. Those same earthworms, we would take those same earthworms and spread them in her backyard garden. Before we even knew what chicken manure did, we used to clean out chicken pens and spread it in the garden. So what I'm trying to say, who influenced you? Can y'all please chat and tell me who influenced you to start gardening? Drop in the comments below. Let me take a look at the comments and see who influenced you to start gardening. Let me catch up. Cut the citrus. Yeah, I cut it. I cut it. We still got more. Let me cut one more. Let me cut one more because I still got about 2 or 3 more. That's another one. That's another one. We stacking them up here. You know, right now I got about 10 right here. You know, that's another one. So I'm cutting them up. I'm cutting it. Nah. Let's see. Cut the citrus. Hey, Gigi. Who taught you? Who taught you all how to garden? I started gardening in my New York, had to cook for my siblings, self-taught. Yeah. Wow. See, let me ask you a question. If you're growing, have you ever thought about some of this stuff you don't know? Like this, pomelo. I had no idea about this. No freaking idea. I actually didn't even know what I was buying. And one funny thing about citrus, sometimes when they babies, you don't even know whether they are oranges. Like you watch the tag, but do you really know what you're buying? That's the beautiful thing about nature. Sometimes I think about it's almost like having kids. It's almost like starting a new job. It's almost like starting a new career. It's almost like buying a new house. You don't really know what you're getting into until you get into it. But gardening teaches us that life sometimes we don't really know what we're getting into, but we just get into it. And when we get into it, we adjust along the way. I wanted to cut this tree down, but then Gigi said, leave it alone, let it grow, let it grow. And guess what? 6 years later, I get this. Whether you are looking at you putting in resources in your business, in your career, in your gardening, in your relationship, whatever you're doing, think about this. Sometimes you just got to put in the work and put in the patience and the time. And now I look back on it, there's no way in the world that this plant, really, this plant is not that big. It's probably about maybe 8 feet tall, but there's no way in the world this plant could have handled the fruit that it produces. But by giving it time, you know what it does? It allows it to develop and grow. And being consistent with loving and caring for it, you know what it does? It allows it to develop and produce. It's the same thing with life, y'all. Gardening teaches me so much with life that I ain't perfect. I say some things that are not right. I do some things that are not right. But your interaction, your reflection, your communication, it helps shape and mold me. Because I'm motivated by seeing what y'all do. You all are successful with things I'm not successful. One thing I tell you, it's a certain plant, it's a certain flower that roses. I don't care how many times I plant roses, where I plant in my yard, which yard. I don't own over 3 different houses. I've never been successful with roses. Some people can just drop a rose in the ground and it's good. It's good. It's totally good. I got started because health journey in 2008. Love Ladies Garden. She got started because of her health. Me too. Something to kind of share with you. When you say started, I might not have got started because of that. But what I would say is that I got really deep into the herb aspect of it because a lot of people sometimes they talk about stress and anxiety, but not a lot of African American males talk about anxiety and stress. And we don't even understand it impacts our life in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? So I watch where certain plants can calm me and de-stress me. And I ain't just talking about those kind of plants. You got other plants out here that you can grow legally in your backyard. It can purify your blood. It can reduce inflammation. It can allow you to just relax and enjoy life. And it's something about hard work too, on top of that. So, Love Ladies Garden projects and more. I totally agree with you. 2008, yeah. Gardening would change your life. It would change your perspective on the connectivity what you have with nature as well. We want to eat one. You want to eat one of these? Oh man, I wish I could. Look, I'm going to virtually share this with you. I'm going to crack it open, okay? Be patient with me. I'm going to open up one of these puppies and you all going to see the real thing. So who else helped you? I started gardening in New York. I had to teach myself. Okay, let me catch up. Let me catch up. You feel me on the shotgun house? Yeah, the shotgun house was real. My big mama. Let me tell you something about my big mom. She was a little bit more upgraded. See, so my big mother that helped me to really get in the garden, she was teaching me what I had no idea. I just felt like I was just a young slave for her. I felt like I was a young field worker for her. But now I realize she was teaching me sustainability. She would cook preserves, she would can, she would bottle different things. And what she did is she had different areas. Her house set above the ground and we could crawl. They had a crawl space up underneath the ground. She would do her wines, sculptor wines, peach wines, all that kind of stuff. It would go underneath the kitchen, underneath the house. Then underneath the bedrooms were some vinegars. And then underneath the living room, underneath the house, were her peach and pear preserve, blackberry preserves, all of that. How do I know? Because I was one of them little boys who had to crawl up underneath the house and put them in certain places and store those. So there was like all kinds of different experiences that I had. And whenever we have family get-togethers, we have 4th of July cookouts. We had, and that's what the thing. People migrated in the South Georgia. Soon as they can get out of high school, they can go to the military, they can get a job. They got out of Georgia, period. Some went down south, and then some went up north, and some went Midwest, and some went out of the country. But it's around Thanksgiving, Christmas or 4th of July, people come and drove. Literally, we would have the road packed with cars where Big Mama had us going underneath the house, getting those preserves and just chopping it up. So those were the times. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God, love those olden day stories. Our ancestor was such powerful. I wish that I had the maturity and the foresight to understand what my great grandmother had. Because on both sides of our family, I know everybody say we had native, but you got to understand, there was a time where, in order for us to survive, whether they commingled with the Native Americans or not, there was a time where if you were self-sustaining as an African American in this country, you had to have a bond and a community. And one thing I love about this, we got a community, y'all. Whether you're in New York, Las Vegas, Connecticut, Europe, wherever you are, Australia, we have to bond. We have to have a community where we take care of each other. And I'm not just talking about color, but I'm just sharing the experiences of where my ancestors went and the stories that have been communicated through my family. They shared with me, my grandmother, my great grandmother, I'm sorry, she would drink aloe juice almost every single day. She would take a glass jug and alongside the alleyway of her home where it stayed cool and moist, she would grow aloe plants. And in those aloe plants, she would place them in this jar and she would have water and it would be spring fed well water. She would have that water and then she would drop those aloe plants in. And as she dropped those aloe plants in, she'll let them just settle and then she'll rotate them and she would drink them. When we got burnt, because we used to light the heaters. When it was cold, I remember her feet scraping the ground on the floor, on those wooden floors. It'll be early in the morning for a day. And she would sit in the fall time, she would sit a pan, aluminum pan full of peanuts in the gas stove. And then she would also sit her coffee on the gas stove, let it cook, and then she would light the heater. But I remember she would turn the gas on when I'm laying up under the quilts. I don't know. Y'all remember quilts where great grandmother had quilts and you couldn't even move? You had to decide what position you were going to be in before she laid them quilts on top of you. Because once she laid them on top, they were so heavy and the layers, you couldn't move. You couldn't move at all. But all this stuff was handmade. It was made out of love. I'm sorry, I'm kind of off to the side, but I appreciate y'all. Simply slow living, yeah. You know, y'all get a chance, please pay attention to simply slow living. Her nature, her present, her her voice, she has